My mother-in-law took my passport and set it on fire. The passport burned quickly, turning to ashes. Now you can't go on vacation to St. Bart's Island. What? You're a stranger, so you'll be staying here. Too bad, I guess. They had planned this all along. My mother-in-law and husband were grinning at me. I was absolutely mortified at the despicable way they were doing this. Well, I knew they were planning something stupid. I had thought about it, just in case, but I never imagined they would be so sneaky. They looked at me with triumph, giving me a sickening giggle. Then I told them the truth. My name is Tyra, 29 years old. I studied linguistics at university. After graduating, I've been expanding my knowledge of the world's languages and cultures, sharing it with the world. The organization I work for sends me abroad for various activities. Once I'm sent abroad, I don't return for months. When I first started this job, I honestly thought marriage was out of the question for me. But when I returned to my home country at 26, I met Corey, who later became my husband. I would only see him for a few months at a time, as my job required me to travel back and forth. Once assigned, I wouldn't see him again for months. In the meantime, we exchanged phone calls and emails. 2 years passed this way, and when I was 28, we got married. A year after our wedding, I still spent half the year abroad, so my husband and I were often separated. I'm grateful he chose to marry me. I'm on my way home from the airport right now. Today, I'll see my husband for the first time in 5 months. I should be tired, but my steps are light. My walking speed increases as I get closer. When I arrive, my husband isn't home yet, so I start cleaning up the mess. I always tell him to keep the room tidy, but it's quite messy here. Normally, this would spark a fight, but today I can forgive him. After all, I'm seeing him for the first time in 5 months. I'm in the middle of cooking when I hear the front door open. My husband steps into the living room. I rush over to him. Corey, welcome home. Good to see you, hon. Oh, hey, Tyra. You're home. This was supposed to be today. What? Is that all you can say? We haven't seen each other in 5 months. All right, but we've been living like this for a long time, so I'm used to it. What? Can you at least say you missed me or something? Right, what? I'm tired. Anyway, is dinner ready? Yeah, just finished cooking. Let's eat. Eating with my husband for the first time in months feels like the most delicious meal in the world. Normally, I'd be satisfied, but today feels different. Hey, Corey, why do you keep looking at your phone? What? What's wrong with that? Nothing's wrong, but I'm finally home, you know. You've been staring at your phone and haven't talked to me at all. We've been communicating by phone and emails all this time, haven't we? There's nothing new to talk about now. That may be true, but it's been a long time since we've seen each other like this. So why? I'm so angry at my husband's attitude that my tone grows stronger. My comment seems to trigger his anger. He stands, slams his phone on the table, and glares at me. You know what? You were just on a plane, but I'm tired from work, got it? Whoa. Wait a minute. I jumped on that plane right after work too. Don't talk to me like that. I didn't ask you to do that. You rushed home on your own. What? You don't have to say it like that. I missed you, you know. I'm just saying I didn't ask you to come home. If you're going to be like that, don't come back at all. You're annoying, Tyra. He slams the table and storms out of the living room without touching his dinner. What's the matter with him? Why did he talk to me so coldly? I haven't seen him in so long. Was I the only one happy to see him? What's the point of rushing home? Tears stream down my cheeks and drip onto the table. The reunion with my husband turned out to be sadder than I imagined. The next day, his attitude hasn't changed. When I say good morning, he gives me a cold stare. I envy you, you know. You can just laze around at home all the time while you're here. No, that's not true. I have a lot of work to do, like summarizing our activities and reviewing materials for the next training session. There's more to it than you know. Either way, it's something you can do at home. I'm really jealous you get to spend half the year like that. I wish I had a cushy job like that. Hey, you don't have to put it like that. Well, I'm just a company man, so I gotta go to work. You relax here, princess. What the hell? Hey, Corey. Ignoring me, my husband leaves the house. We had fights before our marriage, but he's never been this sarcastic. I'm so confused by his words and actions. Is he holding me back? I wonder if there's anything I can do to help the situation. While reading work-related materials, I decide to clean the house. As I'm vacuuming and changing the bedding, my phone rings. I check the screen. It's my mother-in-law. With a bad feeling, I answer. Hello, Tyra here. Long time no see, Tyra. I heard you're back. You came home yesterday, right? Yes. I heard you said something bad to Corey. He was quite angry. I'm sorry, but it's nothing that would bother you, you know. Well, listen. I've been thinking, since you're here, why don't we go on a trip with the whole family? What? I can't help but let out a surprised sound. Without waiting for my response, my mother-in-law continues. Actually, I was just talking with my husband about going to St. Bart's Island. Then Corey said he wanted to go with us. What? So, Tyra, you're used to going abroad, right? I wonder if you could help with hotel reservations and stuff. Me? Or maybe you can't hear what your mother-in-law is asking you to do? I feel her voice growing colder. She doesn't really want to travel with me, I know that. She just thinks it's convenient since I'm used to traveling abroad. I've known my mother-in-law doesn't think well of me since we met at the wedding reception. It's been years since we got married, and it's still the same. I often received messages from her while working abroad. How can you be a wife and be away for months? If you don't take care of the house, I'd rather my son marry another woman. It was a mistake to let him marry someone like you. I didn't have a good feeling when I got her call, but I never thought I'd be taken advantage of for a family vacation. Maybe it's better than being verbally abused as usual. I'm angry at myself for not being able to say no, even though I know I'm being used. A few hours later, my husband comes home from work in a better mood. He tosses his briefcase on the sofa and, with a big smile, calls out to me. Mom called you, didn't she? We can take you on a trip to St. Bart. System. Bart's. Yeah, I heard. But, you know. What? You're not thinking of turning it down, are you? Mom asked you to come with us. I know, but why don't you just go with your mom and dad like you originally planned? His eyes change. He clicks his tongue, his attitude shifting to intimidation. You need to learn to read between the lines. The only time you'll be of any use to us is when we go abroad. You don't have to talk like that. It's true, isn't it? Anyway, you book all the flights and accommodations. And as you probably know, everything should be under my name. What? Corey, you're going to pay for the whole trip. What are you talking about? You and I will split it 50-50. It's a small price to pay to show respect to our parents. What is that? If you've got time to laze around at home, make the reservations now. This is wrong. I don't want to. What? System, are you mumbling about? My husband grabs a beer from the fridge and downs it in one gulp. I have so many thoughts swirling in my mind, but I'm unsure of the repercussions if I rebel. Feeling ashamed, I have no choice but to follow my husband and mother-in-law's orders. I arrange all the flights and accommodations for the trip to St. Bart's, just as my husband instructed. On the day of the trip, I plan to pick them up at my parents-in-law's house and head straight to the airport. A few days before our trip, I can't sleep. Waking in the middle of the night, I notice my husband, who should be next to me, is gone. I head to the living room and hear his voice. He's on the phone. Oh, it's okay. It's all okay, Mom. I'll be there first thing in the morning as planned. Mom, please do the passport thing anyway. Seriously, I'm looking forward to it. I'll make sure to introduce her to you when I get back. Some of his words stick with me. Passport? Introducing her? He said Mom, so I'm sure it was my mother-in-law on the phone. Something's definitely going on between them. It didn't feel right for him to ask me to join this trip in the first place. What would they do to me at my in-laws' house? I don't know the details, but at this point, there's no other way to be sure. I decide to take utmost precaution until the trip. The day of our trip to St. Bart's arrives. I get into the car with the carry-on case and handbag my husband asked me to prepare. I packed his belongings in the handbag, and we head to my in-laws' house. Our trip is about to begin. Whatever's in store, I have to face it. We walk into my in-laws' house, determined to make the most of the trip. My mother-in-law greets us. "Oh, hi, Tyra. You're here. It's been a while. Good to see you. We're almost ready. I'm grabbing a few things for the trip, so you'll have to wait a bit longer." "Okay, take your time." "Oh, and Tyra, could you bring the carry-on case from the other room? It's heavy, so please do it with Corey." "Okay, got it." I don't miss the moment my husband and mother-in-law exchange a glance. My passport is in my pocket, just in case. At my husband's urging, I carry the case back to the living room. There's my mother-in-law, smirking with a wry smile. She's holding a passport, fluttering its green cover. "Now you can't go on the trip to St. Bart's." "What do you mean?" "I'm going to burn this passport right now." "What did you just say?" "I was only using you for the trip arrangements in the first place." "What the hell are you doing?" "You're a stranger, so you'll be staying here." "Too bad." My mother-in-law heads to the kitchen and lights the passport on fire with a lighter. It starts burning from the corner, eventually turning to black ashes in the sink. Once it's completely burned, she says to me, "We did it." My husband jumps up and down with joy. "Yeah, Mom, we made it." "No, it's just the three of us on this trip. We'll meet Corey's new girlfriend when we get back, right?" "Yeah, I've already arranged that." "We don't need this useless woman anymore." "That's my son." You know when something's not working. He pulls out his phone, showing me pictures of him with the woman he's been having an affair with. He looks at me triumphantly and says, "I'm not divorcing you for the sake of my reputation, but you're staying here during our trip. When we come back, I'll move in with her, and you can go away." Taking his cue, my mother-in-law laughs wickedly. Their faces are nothing but evil. In that moment, I know I don't deserve to be part of this family any longer. I grin and say, "By the way, whose passport was that? What are you talking about?" "Of course it's yours. I took it from your handbag, so it's your passport." I smile. "I'm so sorry. My passport is right here." I pull it from my pocket and flash it in front of her. My mother-in-law's jaw drops in panic. "That's not possible." "No, this is my passport for real." "See? She must have sneaked into my handbag and assumed the passport was mine. How could she burn it without checking, even with her evil plan?" "Wait, whose passport did I burn then?" "I guess it was my husband's passport in there." "So, this means that was your son's passport you burned earlier." "Unfortunately." My mother-in-law turns pale, shaking. My husband starts blaming her mercilessly. "Hey, Mom, what have you done? I told you to be careful. I only found one passport in her handbag. You thought it was hers? I don't care. You didn't check, and that's why this happened. You're saying it's my fault? If you'd checked from the start, I wouldn't have made this mistake." What the hell? They turn on each other, blaming one another. I'm beyond angry and disgusted at the sight of them. "Hey, Tyra, do something." My husband yells, but I'm not backing down. "Seriously? Where do you get off telling me what to do? You cheated on me behind my back. How dare you? You and your mother are both disgusting human beings." "Hey, who do you think you're talking to, Tyra?" "I'm talking to you and your stupid mother. You don't think I'm going to let you get away with this, do you? I'm telling you, you're going to pay me back exactly what you owe me. I'll make sure you pay for the affair and all the abusive words your mother threw at me. So, be prepared." Then my father-in-law comes downstairs. "What's going on? What are you doing?" I tell him everything. He's furious about what happened. The trip is canceled. My mother-in-law gets a divorce. My husband is disowned by his father and never allowed to come home. I consult a lawyer and divorce my husband, demanding alimony from both him and my ex-mother-in-law. They have to pay it in one lump sum. Corey also has to cover the cancellation costs for the entire St. Bart's trip. They're the type who don't save money, so there was no way they could pay the alimony up front. In the end, they manage by borrowing money. Now my ex-husband lives with his mother, barely making ends meet. I heard he was also dumped by the woman he had an affair with. As for me, I've moved out with their alimony money. Now I rent a condo and enjoy living alone. After enduring cheating and bullying, I went through many hardships. But now, I'm free from it all and enjoying my life. I want to continue traveling to various countries, learning about their cultures, and sharing it with the world. Thank you for watching to the end. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this. See you in the next video.